Welcome to Boring Crimes, the least sensational true crime podcast out there. I'm your host, Matt Comstock. On this podcast, I will explore some of the least interesting crimes covered by our local news and take as deep a dive as possible into the lurid details of the pettiest wrongdoings. There is no mystery too solvable, no incident too explainable for boring crimes. Now, I'm not really an emotional guy, but Alice's disappearance is kind of getting to me. How little everyone seemed to care, it just doesn't feel right. And when I came across the notice on her building that all her worldly possessions would be thrown away, I decided that I was going to take action. In the name of investigation, of course, but also because that's what a good guy would do. I couldn't let her things just get thrown out. Not when somewhere in those meager possessions, there are clues. Clues that, in their panic or preoccupation, other investigators had missed. Podcasts getting cold cases reopened is almost a cliche now, with Up and Vanished, Someone Knows Something, Trace, many more with cases under their belts. But here's where the first Boring Crimes investigation hit its first snag. I have to admit, I assumed it would be easy. After all, off-campus housing wanted her stuff gone bad enough that they're just gonna curb it. So claiming what was left in her rooms should have been easy, one would think. Instead, well, I'll let you hear it for yourselves.
Off-campus housing, this is speaking. How can I help you?
Hi there. I'm calling about one of the apartments that needs to be cleared out.
Oh, yes, great.
So, what do I need to do?
Well, the room needs to be emptied by the 1st. Your key card should still work until the end of the month. If you have any trouble, you can go to the registrar.
I don't have a key card. I don't have my key card.
The registrar's office can get you a temporary card. Just bring your student ID to them.
My ID. My ID is with my folks out of town.
What's the name of the room?
It's Alice.
Sorry, what was that name again?
Alice.
Sorry, what number is it?
It's room 313.
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that again for me?
Room 313?
I'm sorry, can I call you back?
Hi there, this is at front desk. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm calling about a room that needs to be cleaned out.
Great. You don't need an appointment. Just come between 10 and 12 and we'll
I probably need someone to let me in. So my card is,
yeah, there's a $25 non-refundable fee for lost keys.
That's fine. But I assume you need the room cleared out regardless.
What room is it?
It's room 313.
You have the wrong building.
What?
You have the wrong building. There's no 313 here. You skipped the 13.
But this is the dorm at...
That's right. You must have the wrong number.
The room belonged to Alice.
What did you say?
Alice. She lived in apartment 313 in the building. So I won't play all of them for you, but I amassed quite the collection of recordings like this. Everyone I spoke to, the RAs, the registrar's office, building security eventually, had either never heard of Alice, was completely uninterested in looking her up, or flat out refused to speak to me. It was intensely frustrating, overwhelmingly so. The sheer lack of care, the disorganization that I encountered gave me a deep look into exactly how someone like Alice could have vanished without her absence being noticed. She'd only been gone a few months, and it was almost as though she had never been here in the first place. Encountering this made me all the more certain that this particular boring crime was worth pursuing, if only because someone should care about a person who's gone missing. Practically, however, this meant my investigation was at a standstill. No one was going to help me, and the clock was ticking down. I needed to get into that apartment. Now here's where it gets a little spicy. Building management wanted everything gone. It was garbage to them already. Waiting until after the deadline was out of the question. Once Alice's things were tossed in a dumpster along with who knows how many other vacant rooms worth of stuff, it was all as good as lost. Besides, it seemed important to be able to visit Alice's space while it was still intact, to see what she left behind just as it was the day she disappeared. Any investigator worth their salt knows the less disturbed a crime scene is, even a boring crime scene, the more valuable it is. I couldn't let this opportunity slip through my fingers. I knew what I had to do. Getting into the building on my own was simple enough. There was no lock on the front door, and it was propped open. When I went up to the third floor, sure enough, there it was, room 313. Caution tape still on the door. Guess they don't skip the 13s after all. I was able to walk all the way to the front door of her shared suite before I finally bumped into any resistance. I'm not gonna lie. I thought maybe I can get in here myself, but the door was locked, and shoulder charging it open seemed like a great way to finally get an RA's attention, but for all the wrong reasons. After stewing on it a little while, I decided to turn to a professional. With a little furious research and a lot of motivation, it's amazing the kind of folks you can find on Fiverr these days.
Hello,
Hi, is this Tel?
this is she.
This is Matt. We emailed about the...
Oh, yeah,
Is this a good time?
totally. This is about the locksmith gig, yeah?
That's right. It's for an off-campus room. All my stuff is going to get thrown out before the first, and I don't have a key in.
Okay.
I've been on the phone with them for over a week, and no one will help me. It's been a freaking nightmare.
Oof, no problem. We can take care of this. Well, what kind of lock is it?
I'm not sure.
Key? Key card? Numpad?
Oh, yeah, there's a key card to get in the building, but that's broken, and the door's propped open. Then it's 2 regular keys, one for the main apartment and one for the room.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds pretty straightforward. I'll bring a bump just in case, but in all likelihood, this will be a really quick job.
The bump?
Don't worry, I can make sure there's no damage. Probably. It's a device that just gives the lock a little love tap. Should open right up in case it's been... You don't happen to have a photo of the key, do you?
No? Is that a problem?
Nah, not at all. It sounds like nothing a tension wrench and a rake won't fix. Worst case scenario, I can always take the hinges off.
Take the hinges?
Since I spooked you, that was a joke.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, sounds like a breeze.
Great. And hey, thanks. The RAs and security have been useless.
People with a little power and a lot of issues, huh?
So, the stage is set. With only a day left to secure Alice's possessions before everything goes to a landfill, there's nothing to do right now but wait. Well, I had to wait anyway. You, dear listeners, get to experience the next bit of this increasingly weird and frustrating narrative firsthand. Through the miracle of editing, you can skip right over the e-transfers and detail negotiations that took place and get right to the good stuff. With a contractor finally in place,
I'd be able to see into Alice's apartment directly for the first time and get my hands on real, tangible clues that might let us in on what happened to her in the hours leading up to her disappearance. Okay, it's a little past 11 p.m. I asked Tel to call me when she arrived at Alice's building, and it's now a little past what I was expecting. So, I'm just gonna call her to check in and see how it's going.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, it's you. What's up? I'm at the front door.
Did you make it in okay?
Yes?
Can you... Look, this might be weird, but can you leave me on speaker while you do this?
Can't you just text me?
Just in case I have to walk you through anything or tell you what to get or whatever. I'd really appreciate it.
Fine.
Hey, thanks for being so accommodating.
Yeah. Let's keep on getting this over with.
I really appreciate you taking this on. It's such a relief to know that everything won't just get lost, you know? So, has the Rona been hard for business?
Nope. Turns out lots of people want to get stuff from places they don't feel like going back to themselves. Like their own apartment that definitely belongs to them.
That's true, eh?
Hang on. Is this the right door? It's taped shut.
Can you see the number?
I'm sending you a picture.
313, that's it.
Okay, this looks kind of f***ed up.
No one's been in it for a while. They probably closed it up.
If there is a body in there, I am going to ruin your entire life.
I can absolutely guarantee no person living or dead resides in that apartment. Probably. Kidding. No, seriously, it's fine. Please. This stuff is very sentimental.
Okay. These doors are tricky. The handles get used and with so much. The mechanisms get gummy, hard to feel. This one's not actually too bad. Got it.
You're in?
Yep. Just let me look at your map.
It should be on the right.
The room. That door locked too?
Probably?
Probably?
I don't know how it was left.
How you left it. This door's taped and locked again. It looks like it's already been with.
What do you mean? Like someone else got there first?
I can't tell exactly what's happened, but there's something weird about this lock. Almost like, I don't know, resin or rust. Can I break it? I'll try not to, but it might be a lost cause.
Yeah. What matters is what's inside the room.
Okay. Bingo. Oh, there better not be fucking roaches in here. Oh, what am I looking for?
Tell me what you see.
Well, it's a dorm room, all right. Bed isn't made. It's really dusty. Like, I thought you'd only been out of here a couple months. This is like...
Right. But what things do you see?
Aren't you supposed to be telling me what to get? Am I looking for your clothes, your jacket? What's up? There are a lot of books on the desk. Looks like, I see 1001 Nights.
Oh, yes.
There's also a ton of papers, photocopies, notes.
Can you show me?
Yeah, I'll send you a picture. One sec.
Great. Oh, this is great. Take all of it, whatever you can fit. The books, the photocopies, all of it. The notebooks, too, if you can manage.
Okay. I think I got all that.
Fantastic. Now, okay, is there anything like a book of
Nope.
phone numbers?
I'm getting the out of here.
Are you sure you can't just look a little longer?
Not at all. It's always good to be sure. Looks fine to me.
Not a hair out of place. Look, I'm sorry to bother you. I just had the weirdest feeling like something didn't look right.
Always good to check.
Sorry. So silly. Thanks, Ed.
No problem. Hey, did you have to check out what was happening over there at the cafeteria?
I think that's called lunch.
What's happening? It sounds like it's okay.
No, it is not okay. But it's done, and I'm getting out of here.
Wait.
The couple of hours I had to wait between the end of that phone call and the contractor arriving to drop off Alice's effects were some of the longest of my life. It seemed like mission accomplished. I had access to the apartment and secured a lot of material that, I hope, will contain clues to Alice's disappearance. It all seemed to be coming together, and there was so much potential. Just when I was starting to get really anxious, however, my doorbell rang.
Good, you made it. You found it. Great. Hi.
Sure.
Hey, thank you so much for doing
None of this is yours, is it? None of this belongs to you, does it?
Does it matter?
Oh, it matters if you want to get this f***ing bag.
Look, okay, you're right. I wasn't totally honest. I didn't tell you everything, and I am sorry. It's a complicated matter, and look, I didn't want to involve you, but there's nothing creepy happening here, I swear.
Transfer me the other half now. Send the e-transfer for the other half of my fee now, and then don't get in touch with me ever again.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry this ended up being more difficult than we expected.
I could have been f***ed!
What, you mean those people who walked by while you were in the room? I mean, it sounds like they didn't even see you.
They should have. The door was open.
What?
The door to the apartment was wide open. Didn't leave it that way, but it was. So there I am with my d*** out, shoving probably your ex-girlfriend's earthly possessions into a bag, and these two are staring right at me.
But they didn't
They
actually...
looked right at me. And frankly, whatever breakup ghost nonsense is going on here is way above my pay grade. And right on cue. Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Bye, Matt.
Estelle.
Hope I never hear from you again.
Have a great night.
Go
We're gonna wrap up here for this episode. I feel like there's so much more to talk about, so much to ponder. But right now, I have a lot of reading to do. Right next to me are piles of papers, handwritten and copies and printed, and a few books that a certain local library would love to know about. Usually, having to tackle a research project a quarter of this size would fill me with dread. But this time, I feel almost giddy. When I come back in 2 weeks, expect this boring crime to be split wide open. I'll be scanning the documents if I find anything especially interesting, so keep your eye out on our social media channels. For now, stay safe, stay inside, and be well.